show. My name is Charlton with Big C. This is Charlton and Big C Sports coming to you worldwide on the Big C Sports Network, the #1 network in the United States of America. And Big C Sports has been voted the #1 sports show in the universe, according to Big C and them good old boys down south. I do want to say bienvenidos to all of our listeners and Latin America, also across the pond, and London, England, as well as Paris, France, and of course you good old boys down south, Big C. Today is a beautiful October the 3rd, 2017, in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Big C, how's it going for you good old boys? Yeah.
It's almost cocktail time again.
Yeah, I understand. I still want to say all of our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of Las Vegas. It seems like we have too much bad news to report on at times. You know, the things with hurricanes and Florida and also in Houston and Texas and then Puerto Rico. And then we have this man-made massacre in Las Vegas, Nevada. And just too many times, I know we always look for something to get our minds off of things, Big C, but I just wish that we found a way to get rid of the nuts in our society, or at least not make it so easy for them to do damage whenever they feel like they have the desire to do that. Big C, any thoughts on how we can stop that?
Well, I guess it goes along with the lines of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, of the White House press secretary, when she says now is not the time to talk about gun laws in America.
Oh, really?
This massacre. This is what she came out and made a statement on the White House about, that it's not the time to talk about gun laws in America.
Yeah.
Even though you have a crazed individual. And the thing, Charlton, that I have a hard time with is that the authorities are trying to figure out why he did this.
Yeah.
They're going to spend more time worrying about why he did this, why his hitman did this.
Yeah.
Versus trying to remedy the reasons for how this can occur.
Yeah.
Now, everybody is asking, how was he able to get 23 long guns up into his hotel suite in Las Vegas, as well as hundreds of thousands of rounds of ammunition?
Yeah.
Well, if any person with any type of intelligence ever been to Vegas, you will look and see that there's a gun show in Las Vegas every week. Matter of fact, there was just one last week, Charlton, in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, just one last week. There's also one today and tomorrow in Las Vegas, Charlton.
Really?
A gun show. Right on the heels of this shooting, a gun show, which was not canceled. So when people ask the question, how can he get so many guns into his hotel room? It's an ongoing weekly event in Vegas, Charlton, that people are carrying dozens of guns into a room,
Yeah.
and no one ever looks at them. When we talk about the Wild Wild West, Vegas is one of the last bastions of that in America where you can do anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing off limits in Las Vegas. You can have an fully automatic weapon to fire at any gun range in Las Vegas, and you never question about it. You never even ask for a permit.
Wow.
So any type of gun that you want to carry in Las Vegas is basically legal.
Yeah.
So this man was within the legal rights of the NRA and the government of Nevada to carry automatic weapons around.
Yeah.
And we see what type of carnage it is. But, the White House saying that this is not the time to have a conversation about gun control in America. This is amazing where, President Trump, just a few short months ago, had said, that Chicago was out of control and he was ready to call in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Well, this man, in one night, Charlton, in less than 30 minutes, caused more carnage than if a 747 jet had crashed into the ground. You think about that.
Yeah.
One individual in less than 30 minutes caused more carnage than there would have been if a jumbo jet had a crash. But this was a preventable incident, Charlton, realistically, when you look at it.
Yeah.
Because at any time that America ever wants to have a serious decision in two areas, and those are called race relations
Yep.
and gun control.
Yeah.
The two most pressing issues in American society are gun control and race relations.
Well, obviously, there doesn't seem to be a serious need in the eyes of some people to even talk about it. And I know for the hotel industry and the gaming industry, when you think about Las Vegas, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people go to Las Vegas. It's exciting. It's a beautiful place. It's a sexy place. But there's an underbelly to it. There's a lot of people sleeping on the sidewalks in Las Vegas because they went there with money and they did not know when to walk away from it, Big C, and that's the reality. And then you mix that with people who can walk around with weapons the way that nuthead had him down in Las Vegas. And whenever you have bad intentions, there's no way to really stop that, because we keep. I can't believe you just told me they have a gun show that they have not postponed or even just put a halt to it, the same way they want to put a halt into different, people from religious groups coming into the country. You would think the Trump administration would say, wait a minute, we got to put a ban on all assault rifles for the next 90 days or 120 days. That would seem to be the most common thing to do. Big C, your thoughts?
Well, that's something that's not going to be done, Charlton, because it interferes with so many people's income. You can go into a gun show without any pre-background check.
That's a shame.
Purchase basically any type of weapon you want.
Yeah.
The only people who go through background checks, Charlton, are those who go to gun stores and buy guns.
Yeah.
But that's not where shooters buy their guns. They go to these gun shows. Anybody who wants to go to Vegas on a cheap airline junket and go out there to a gun show there every week, Charlton, they advertise every week on billboards and flyers in Vegas. Just like you see the adult entertainment. The gun shows are advertised. So it's readily available to any nutcase that wants to be around. But, in America, when will America, as a country, as a people, get tired of seeing Las Vegas, Sandy Hook, any of these places, Charlton, San Bernardino, where we've had these mass shootings up in Oregon at the junior college last year, Southern Oregon Community College.
Yeah.
When will we get tired as Americans, as a people, of seeing this? But the thing that I look at, Charlton, as appalling as it is with any race of person, of American citizen who gets shot, is that we only call to arms when it happens to be the majority getting shot. Okay? When we see minorities getting massacred daily in America, well, that's just the price of doing business, as people will say. But when we see it in a mass like this, and it's non-minority people, Charlton, as whole, and I'm not being insensitive to anybody, because we're all Americans. We all are. This seems to be the only time that it gets pressing news issues. It's wrong that any loss of life in America. Don't get me wrong in what I'm saying. But I think we need to have a conversation as a country about the mistreatment of each other. Regardless of the walk of life, about the mistreatment of each other. In the wealthiest nation in the world, we spend more time worrying about Muslim bans, people coming into this country, building a wall on the southern border, than we do talking about helping each other. I look at the president down in San Juan today, Charlton. And even yesterday he made this snide comment that San Juan now is blowing the American budget because of this hurricane disaster and the relief aid that they need. He says this is about American people saying that they're blowing his budget, sending his budget over. It's like he can care less about those who do not have.
Well,
he went down to San Juan for a photo op today, Charlton, but he did nothing about increasing the life expectancy and aid for people down there. He can brag as much as he wants, saying that this is being done, this is being done. It's been 10 days, Charlton. 10 days. San Juan is still without power, running water. Only half the hospitals are up. This is a pressing need of people that are being oppressed in the most heinous of ways, Charlton, by not getting the relief that they need. We all know that San Juan is an island. I think it was news to the president that it was an island state. It was hard logistically to get to. But the last time I looked, they had an airport that was open. He was able to land there. So there's not a problem getting planes in there that can fly there 24 hours a day. Or getting ships into the harbor. So saying that it's an island and it's hard to get to, Houston's an island, Charlton. If you look at it, it's in the middle of the country.
That's a very good point, Big C. I do want to say that today's segment sponsored by your Northern California Cadillac dealers, home of the all-new Cadillac Escalade, the standard of the world. And when you go by and test drive yours, tell them Charlton and Big C sent you. Obviously, there's no way to really put your finger around what's going on in our country. I do know there are a lot of sporting events, and I just hope that there's more beat up security, and we got to keep the nuts who think, I guess they're more emboldened lately. The Charlottesville incident, the president saying rough them up when you arrest them. I wonder what he's going to say to the law enforcement and their families that were murdered when he can tell the loved ones that the president did give the signal to rough them up. And any knucklehead thinks he's talking to everybody, not just to the cops. But think about it. We have a commander-in-chief that's telling the police officers that we're all told to respect. He's telling them to rough up the American citizens. I think people should play that over and over and over again and realize a lot of this hatred is coming from the top down, Big C. I do want to touch on how we can fix that. I think we fix it by talking about it. And just like anyone else, when you have a child that does something wrong, most parents will admonish that child. If the admonishment doesn't work, then you punish the child. You start taking away some of the joy. Well, the president's never had to deal with that. And unfortunately, I know a lot of people, they don't mind what he says, but we can't even count on him to bring our country together because everybody has a soundbite, rough them up when you arrest them. To the knuckleheads, they took his words for granted and they took it to heart. Big C, your thoughts?
Look at the Ways and Means Secretary, Mr. Price, who just came back to Capitol Hill a couple of days ago after being almost assassinated himself by an assassin during
a baseball game.
Baseball game, when they were practicing, okay? I wonder what his feelings are now on gun control. After being gunned down by a long gun and almost being paralyzed, Shelton, for life.
Yeah.
He's learning how to walk all over again. His pelvic was shattered by a bullet. There's still fragments of bullets in his body.
Yeah.
I wonder what his stance will be now on gun control if he's questioned about it. Even though his life was saved by guns from Capitol Hill police officers, but they're supposed to be armed, Shelton. They're there to serve and protect.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But what about the nut that came after him? And the thing that I'm bothered by, for the most part, Shelton, this was an Anglo man in Washington, D.C. who shot the senator and others officers there in Washington, okay?
Yeah.
It was not called an act of domestic terrorists, okay?
No.
The simple terms of domestic terrorists are there, underlining to enter and alter the course of political and religious beliefs, okay? And that's what he was there to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't called an act of domestic terrorism by the president, okay? We have another act in America, that happened in Vegas just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
The largest loss of life, by a single attack on American soil.
On American soil, yeah. Yeah.
And yet the president, once again, because it's a white male, fails to call it an act of domestic terrorism, okay?
Yeah.
It's the simplest way to name it. Instead, you want to go through with this total investigation and still come out without naming it in anything. You can't call a guy a nutcase because he's dead, all right?
Yeah.
He's an assassin, is what he was. He assassinated American citizens. But you should lead by example. The president will not lead this nation by calling it an act of domestic terrorism. We had an act of domestic terrorism with Timothy McVeigh.
Yeah.
President Bush had no problem calling that an act of domestic terrorism.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And he killed American citizens on American soil. This is the same thing, Charlton, but our current president, because these people look like him and are probably part of the alt-right, the Ku Klux Klan, and following his beliefs, saying that they're good people. He said that just in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Just a little over a month ago, said they were good people in the alt-right, the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say that this guy was one of them. This is my personal opinion, just because of his actions. And the president said they're good people, and they can go out and do that. They can kill people. That's what they did in Charlottesville. He took it to a new level in Vegas.
And I think for people who think, well, why get on POTUS? If you can't have leadership at the top, then just tell us where to get it. We're not going to get it from Paul Ryan. I just think people have to be accountable to what they say. And you have to also be in mind that kids are listening to everything that adults say. So if someone does wrong, they know that you got to atone. You got to also face some type of punishment. If not, how do you correct people? I just hope that obviously we'll have the higher powers that be that will take control of it. But it's just hard. Who do you trust nowadays, Big C? I do want to say that a little bit about the NFL last night. We talk about this football games, and it's hard to talk about it when we had all this stuff that happened in Las Vegas. No matter how many games we see, I know life goes on, but I still my heart goes out to all the people that went down there for fun, and they met with this brutality that comes right from the White House saying and rough them up. I'll never forget that, Big C. I do want to ask you your thoughts last night on, Washington had a chance to go in there and win that game at Kansas City in the end with about a minute left, and they had a drop touchdown pass, and the Chiefs went on to win the game and actually won by 9. I think the over-under was 49, and I think they won by 49, Big C. Your thoughts?
Well, Charlton, when you look at the breaks that Washington did not get in this game last night, when you have a receiver, Dobbs, who had an opportunity to catch a touchdown.
Yeah.
Would have put the Skins up by 3.
Yeah.
And he drops it. Kirk Cousins didn't play that bad.
No, he played okay.
When you think about the last 2 games that
he's played well. Yeah.
Like he was almost worth the money that he was getting.
Yeah.
And by no fault of his last night, he has a depleted team. He's lost offensive linemen and receivers. I mean, Aaron Pryor there, would not catch a couple balls going over the middle. He alligator arm those.
Yeah.
Let the ball slip right through his arm.
Yeah.
And, when we look at the quality of the NFL now, everybody is talking about concussions and hits and all of that.
Yeah.
But I see so much hot doggedness now with players
Yeah.
about this me, and how I look situation.
Yeah.
Players are damn near too pretty to play the game.
Yeah.
When you see players still playing on grass like you had last night in Kansas City,
Yeah.
and you come out of the game and you have no grass stains on your uniform, how much did you participate?
Yeah.
I always question that about certain individuals, that their lack of willingness to participate in a game wholeheartedly. And I saw that through several players last night. Is it the lack of quality of players? No, it's the lack of quality of mentality
Yeah.
of players. People want to get on players about taking a stance, against social injustice, saying it's against the flag and the military. If anybody ever wants to protest the NFL in any kind of way, protest for lack of productivity and lack of heart in playing the game.
Well, I think when you look at the productivity and you think about what Alex Smith has been through, since I still think about this when I look at Harbaugh at San Francisco, Alex Smith was injured. Kaepernick came in, and his numbers showed that he should have gotten the job. And then once Harbaugh left, Kaepernick's, he had some issues with the people that were there because they never really wanted him there. And Alex Smith goes to Kansas City, and he's continued to flourish. They're the only team in the NFL that's undefeated. They got a win over at New England. They came back home, and they're just representing the AFC West. It looks like it's going to be them in Denver. Oakland has some issues with Carr being injured, even though Emmanuel came in and played well. But does Kansas City have the type of team that can really go on and win the AFC, Big C? I know they'll probably win the West because they already have a head start, but are they the type of team that can win the AFC at all, Big C? Your thoughts?
Charlton, this Kansas City team reminds me of the 1970 Kansas City Chiefs when Lynn Dawson was the quarterback. And when you look up the makeup of this team, Charlton,
Yeah.
the size of this offensive line is just honking, okay?
Yeah.
It reminds you a lot of that Kansas City 1970
Oh,
offensive
yeah.
line.
Yeah.
When you look at the running back, Hunt, it reminds you a lot of Mike Good and
Oh, he's amazing.
Two running backs that they had, two scat backs. They
Yeah.
had a fullback named Wendell Holmes.
Yeah.
But they had a tight end, Morris Stroud, big tight end that could get up down the field. They had a couple of receivers that could move up led by Otis Taylor. But the offensive line the offense was led by Lynn Dawson. And when you look back at the history of the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yeah.
they've never really drafted a quarterback that has led this organization. The four winningest quarterbacks in this history of this organization, Charlton, in single seasons, all have been traded for.
Yeah.
You look at Lynn Dawson, who came from the Cleveland Browns. You look at Elvis Grbac, who came from the San Francisco
49ers, yep.
You look at Mike Castle,
Yep.
who came from the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
You look at Joe Montana, who also came from the San Francisco 49ers.
That's true.
Now you got Alex Smith, the fifth one of that group, Charlton.
Yeah.
From the San Francisco 49ers. They all have led the Kansas City Chiefs to winning records. Alex Smith has done a yeoman job of being 4-0. And you look at it, he's won 68% of his games since he's been the starting quarterback in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Right now, he has the highest rating of all quarterbacks in the NFL. And last night, he accounted for 346 yards of total offense.
Yeah.
So when you talk about a quarterback that's getting it done, this is the same situation he was in a couple years ago when the Niners drafted Colin Kaepernick. Just like when they drafted Mahomes. He was playing lights out until he got injured. But this time, he is playing with house money. He said, I'm letting it all fly. I'm not playing any type of conservative football.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there and play to win. Not
Yeah.
control the game, but play to win. And it's been working very successful for Alex Smith.
Big CB, I know we have a lot of baseball to get into for the baseball playoffs are starting tonight, but I want to say that back in the day, there was a man by the name of Drew Bondini Brown. He was Muhammad Ali's right-hand man. He would always say to Ali, with all you got to use, how can you lose? Rumble, young man, rumble. Big C, what are you looking forward to in the sports universe?
Well, Charlton, we got the Yankees and the Twins with a one-game playoff tonight. Yankee Stadium. The winner moves on. I would love to see the Twins because it's been so long since they've been able to represent the American League.
Yeah.
In the World Series. But I think it's going to be the Yankees tonight with the big bags, with the big bats at home.
That should always be fun watching when the Yankees are in the playoffs. I want to say every Monday through Friday at 5 and 6 p.m. Follow Big C Sports. the #1 sports show in the United States of America, and Big C Sports has been voted the #1 sports show in the universe, according to Big C and the good old boys down south. We always tell you there's never ever a reason for domestic violence. If you know anyone in trouble, just call 911 so they don't have to deal with it on their own. And as we always tell you on every Big C Sports show, we thank you, we appreciate you, and we hope that you have a super fantastic day.